Hello everyone, we're here for round 2 and we're going to get a little bit more creative with the deform tool in the map editor. So we'll go back to the map editor and create a new map again. Might be easier just to save a map if you're just going to have a place where you want to experiment and build random ramps and things, so you don't have to keep doing this step. But we should have 2 blocks. We should have our basic square block and our ramp that we made. So we're going to start off with the ramp, and I'm going to show you how to fix another error issue real quick. So first we'll go into our item mode, custom, and we're going to find our ramp. Let's just place this somewhere. Okay, we've got our ramp. I am now going to access the ramp, go into the ramp and show you that you notice in the middle of this ramp you'll see this message that says this face is bound to too many other faces, you should remove the user's face. If you want to fix this, you have to seriously go into the geometry mesh like this and delete all these faces. There's going to be 2 rows of them. So because for some reason when you extrude, it's like extruding a second ramp on top of it, and both ramps keep their faces. So if I delete this, you can see there's another layer of them with the red ring still around it, and the message is still there. So we'll delete it. And now we should have no error issue. So if you want to do that and save it again, it'll be fixed. It wasn't really going to bring you too much problems anyway, but it's always better to save space, because say when we were in the mesh before and I made it this fine, you can still see the little bit of blockiness, but if you drive on this ramp and then drive on the game's ramp that's the same, you won't notice the smoothness difference, right? So what you want to keep in mind is the more mesh you add, the more intensive it is, the more space it takes up and harder, So like when you go into the map editor and you've only got 2 megabytes to build a basic map, unless you have Open Planet downloaded, which lets you, I think, get up to like 14 megabyte ramp of maps or whatever. Look into Open Planet if you haven't. But either way, say if you just got your 2 megabyte ramp space and I just up this mesh, you notice down the bottom left hand side you've got faces, edges, and vertices, and they just kept on going up. So if I saved this and then started placing them around, maybe I'll just do that real quick. Look how long it's taken just to save the ramp. This is what I'm trying to explain, that the more mesh, the harder it is for your computer to handle. And when you go to make maps, you're going to have very limited amount of space to build, because you've used it all in your ramp, and you've used it all in a ramp that doesn't need it. I might even crash my computer here. There we go. And this is what I wanted you to be careful of. So I'm going to save this anyway as just ramp A. You don't have to do this, guys, by the way. I'm going to go back out, and you're going to see in the top left side, you'll see that little number under my name. It says 508, right? And we're going to place this one, and you can see it's going up by a good, 200 almost. And you're going to see this go up pretty quick. And this is just a single ramp. Like imagine if I made a big tunnel, or I made that shape we made before out of that sized mesh, that would be 4 times that. It would be like going up almost 1,000 each time. Okay, and you're not going to have very much space. Try to save this. What's that at already? 470 KB out of the 2 megabytes. It's not a very lot, especially if you want to add in your scenery and all that. So just keep that in mind, guys. Now let's get to some fun stuff, and let's hope that the game does not crash me. So we are going to, well, I'm going to quickly delete that ramp because I don't want it to, where'd it go? Where is it? There's my normal one. Maybe I stuffed my ramp up. Saved it as ramp and it didn't. Or it didn't save it. Have a look here at the mesh of this one. Yeah, that's my original one. See, this is what I want to show you as well, guys. Is every now and then you will come into these problems where a thing won't save. Something that you've tried to make and you're like, why doesn't it save? I've just added glass material and magnetics to this and it doesn't save, but for some reason it saves, but it doesn't show up and you can't use it. Another thing is to keep in mind. So obviously that piece that I made was too much mesh and it literally just didn't allow me to save it. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's good. I don't have to delete it, but now you know the issue I was trying to explain. So we'll go back into our ramp. Okay. And I want to see first off if I can get this deform tool to work. Change my tool step to 32 meters. Let's start by going this way. So it's not letting me do it again, which is so weird that it does this. Once more. Okay, let's try again. See, now it works. I don't know why it's doing that. So, yeah, just be patient, I guess. So I've got the undo feature working. So now we can have a bit of fun. So imagine I want a big curve from like the last video and I can just keep on making this and I can make it 4 long. And I want to delete these channels. And now I want to curve it by 90 and make it also 4 long. You could also go to your tool step and just change that 32 to like 128 if you wanted to and save this nonsense of going in and deleting that. I'm just doing this just to keep it simple. But the better your math is, the later on when stuff gets complex, that's when mathematics can help. But you don't necessarily need mathematics to be able to do this and make a lot of cool shapes. So let's just do that. We've gone, that was, okay, we've gone like 4 out. Let's try and go 128 meters. Let's rotate this first up. Click off, find translation, zoom out because you've got a big tool step here. Where the hell is it? Oh, whoa, look at my tool step. What happened over here? 32. That was not what I wanted to type. 128. Sorry guys, bear with me. Now, there we go. We have our long ass length. And if I delete this, oh wait, I had 2 of them there. Either way, we're going to get this nice transition that goes straight up. Now, you could just join this on. You could click off, and if I click this piece, right, and I go mirror selection, you can see it's not, the tool step's too big. Let's just change this to 1 meter. join that on. And you see you've got this. You could join it up top like this. And you're going to get this just from that one ramp, right? Already something weird, different, not in the game. Okay, letting you change from flat to wall to, upside down. And this is just one ramp idea, okay? And you can keep doing this as much as you desire. You can sit there and think, I would like to go from ceiling to wall. I'd like to go from etc. And you just play with it. As long as you stay within the 32 meters, you shall find pretty interesting things. Wait, my tool still works. But you can add. See? Once again, you could just to test things out, and you can mirror it, see if it all works, and then you can save all these. So just to say if you want to make a whole set of ramps, this is how you do it. Right? You go to here, you got your 32, and you start off small, go straight away 90, and then 32 out, delete this one. And what you're going to do is you're going to go save as whatever you want to call this. I'm not even sure what to call it. Let's just call it some kind of court curve. I don't know. Not even sure what to call it. So I'm just going to call it that. And it's saved. Now I can go back and do the same thing for the other direction. Now this is where your labeling and your naming is going to be really helpful. So you've got your next one, and you're going to save this as the same thing, but you can't. So you're going to have like A and B ramps or left and right ramps, whatever you use. I normally use something like court curve A and then have B for like the left and the right sides. Sometimes you want upside like 4 of them, so you might have A, B, and C and D. So for now, I'm just going to change this to B because it's the second version of it. All right, you've got your first 2. Now you go back. And now you go add onto this, go out 2 meters, delete this one, and do the same thing again, but for the 2 times version. You've got a wider turn, wider transitions. Okay. Delete this. You can now save that. And this is how quick you can work if you want. So it's a similar curve. I'll just call it 2 times. Oop, it was 2 times the ramp. So yeah, 2 times curve B. Yep, it's the same way as before. So same thing again, back. And you can see what I mean, right, guys? Like now I just want a bigger version. So we'll go 3 out, turn the way we want, and we can just keep on going along with that process. So we go our 2 times, our 3 times, and our 4 times. 4 times starts to get big, so you probably stop there. But you can do fractions as well. You could do 0.5 and stuff like that. But to start off with this for basic. So that was our ramp. Now, what if we want just go out, go back to our basic square that we made, right? Place this somewhere. Place it next to the ramp if you can. Or is it not in the right tool step? Yeah, see? Here's another thing before. You can either change the parameters again, like I showed you, or just go over here into ghost or free item mode. And this is kind of make it 1 anyway. It's going to be moving by like 1 or 0.5. But either way, it's like a finer version that can help you get in there, which is also a pain because of these camera angles. Bear with me. Can't see. All right, we finally got there, guys. All right. Anyway, you can play around with that stuff a little bit later on to make stuff easier. And like I said, math helps a little bit. So we will go into our item, click this, and let's make some just basic curves. We don't want to be always flying around upside down and doing all these weird bends. We want to be just playing normal sometimes. So we'll click our curve. We will add a 32 meter tool step. Meter tool step. Okay. Click this item. Go to deform. Can I undo? Yeah, it's not going to let me undo. Of course not. All right. Either way, we can still work with this. I can still work with this. So you guys will understand enough from now anyway. I can click this, click deform, and we do the same thing as we did with our ramp. We want to turn this way by 90, and we're going to make our first curve. We're going to now first little 90 or whatever you want to call that, 1 times curve. I can't undo, so I'm going to have to go back and start again to make a new one, which is a big pain. Like I said, you're probably worth spending the time to get yourself so it is in that tool mode. And you just do the same thing before if you want bigger and smaller turns. So you're just going to hit this, go 32, delete this one, turn it this way for a change. Go this way, and go out one more, delete all these, and now you've got that next level curve. All right. And if you've got the undo tool to work, you just do what we did before. You go out, save it, undo back to your level, drag it out another to 4 times, save that curve. So you should have like 4 times going left, 4 items going left, and 4 items going right, just for these curves. And you can do the same for these curves, this ramp. And after you've done that, you're going to have some really interesting transitions. And some of them aren't even in the game. So I hope you really enjoy with this one. What else can I quickly show you? I can quickly show you something else. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into this box, our original square. We're going to click our mesh, and we're going to start playing with some of this. So I tried to make a ramp in the game, and it took me a while to figure out how to do it. Still not sure if I did it correctly. But by me showing you this, we'll show you what some of the issues you'll get into, where your math starts to break down sometimes, maybe, and yeah, some of the messes you might have to clean up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, whoa, hey, sorry about this. See how if you zoomed out too far, sometimes it won't let you select the face. It'll select the lines instead, which is a pain. I just want to delete these faces. That's all I want to do. Okay. Because I just want a half box. Instead of playing with 32s all the time, I'm just going to show you that you can get a little bit more creative. Delete. And I get to show you some other cool stuff. Okay, so this would have helped if I didn't build this one next to the ramp for this process. I might not even be able to show you. I'll just move it all over for now. So I'm going to grab this. I'm just going to move this over by 32 quickly. Because we want a face here. And I'm going to show a couple ways you could do that. Let's click this face. We're going to select all these. And you notice over here, there's group selected elements. This shows up in both the advanced and modeling tools. It won't be here in materials. So we will select our face, so we've done that. And we want to group selected elements and make our own face. So we'll group that. And now you notice if we select it, everything selects except for our face. Select this, we've got our own group. So now we've done that, I can Control C and copy it. And our block is now only 16 meters wide, so I'll change my tool step to 16 meters. Oh, 15. Being a Gumby. Okay, click this, Control C, Control V, and just move it over 32 meters. So now you're going to run into this issue, right, where your faces are going to be facing the wrong way. So that's an easy fix. Just select your face and press I on your keyboard. That will reverse it. This will always work when you find faces that are like that. Okay, so that's worked. We now have this, but we've only got this face, and this face is like its own thing. So we can select that one, and you have to make a group out of it. See how if I try and select this and try and select this one, it won't let me. Oh, there we go. Sometimes it won't. You might have to make a group of the actual new stuff first. Go in here and actually make a group of the mesh, so it's its own. Yeah, it's its own group, and then click Control click or Shift click to get both of them. And then we are going to turn them into one group. So we have just one group. Okay, beautiful. And now if I wanted to make all these groups back to one, so Control click that and then Control click the other, so you've got both of them all selected. I can press group again, and now they're all in one group. And they also have the layer in one group as well. And that's by itself as well. So you have three. This is in its own group, this, and then you've got all of them. Oh, come on, there you go. Great, and if you wanted to remove all those groups together, we could select them all. You actually have to select each group individually for this. So Control click each one. There's two. And now you can see this box opened up. It says merge selected parts. Just press merge and everything becomes one with no more groups. We'll leave it like that. Okay. So now we're going to try and do the same thing we did before with the ramp, but with a half size block. Change this to 32 meters. We'll go up. Right. Delete this one. We're up to this level. And I'm pretty much just remaking that ramp we did before really quickly. Because once you get the hang of it, it doesn't actually take that long. And if you remember rightly, it's just 1 meter offset. So we just need to quickly do that. Okay, we've got our ramp back. Can I undo? Oh, beautiful, it's working. Perfect. So I can hopefully get out of this step. Oh no, I'm always worried about getting out of it because it might not work when I go back in. So let's deform this side. And we're going to rotate it by 90. I'm going to go this way. And now I want to go 16 meters because we're only a half block. I just want to rotate it. Oh, not 116. And do this. And now delete that middle one wherever the hell it is. And look, you'll have your half version. But this is what we're going to have issue. Remember before where I showed you how to delete all these faces? You're going to have this weird stuff going on. And it looks messy. Look right in here. Look at all those lines sort of like this weird. All right, so what we can do is you can either fix it by deleting a bunch of that mess. Let's see first. Let's click off, because I did this before, and it's a perfect piece, right? I'm pretty sure. So let's go to 32 meters again, because I want to move this piece back over to where it was. Oh, I didn't move my thing down by one. I forgot to deform it down. No. Okay. That's going to give me issues, isn't it? Because now it's already in this thing. I can't click it and press deform again. It's going to be a different thing. Like you want to do it all in the one go, preferably. Otherwise, you're going to be deforming this shape instead of the one that we started with. But instead of doing this all again because I stuffed up, not a big deal. You can understand. Let's click this thing again, and I'm just going to move it back over just so I can get a rough idea. It's still pretty much joined up, except for it's a little bit taller than their version. Right. So if I did it perfect, this would have lined up nicely, even the corner. Okay, just going to have to believe me on this. I'm going to move it back out because it's easy to work with. Just wanted to show you that. Now, inside of here is just garbage. So we're going to start selecting some of these things. And you can notice there's some geometry there's some not. And this is where it can get messy. You can go in and delete certain faces. All right, the reason why I'm having this issue is I'm zoomed out too far. And so when I go to pivot around, it's too much of a big pivot. So I zoom all the way in, so now I can move around a smaller pivot. You go in, and if you wanted, delete all these ugly looking things, okay? Like this. This happens in other mesh modeling programs too. Sometimes when you're getting right down and trying to get to like things perfect, the program can't do some fractions, like splitting 10 into thirds or whatever. It gets to like try and get like 3.3333333. Sometimes some programs won't have that. It'll try and round it off to like 3.4 or something, and then you get weird things. But just bear with me. The point is that I can go in and I can delete that mess, all except for, see how it's got that nice perfect right angle that we want. And all we've really done is take off the top face, okay? All those faces down there all got red around them. They don't want to be there anymore. You've got to get rid of those too. And this is what I was talking about when it comes to patience. Not everything is like this. Like I said, all those ramps we started with don't involve any of this. They all join together. This is just an example of sometimes you can do something like this. Delete all the unnecessary yuckness and add your own. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to give up on this in a second because there's a lot of it to do, right? But you get my drift. Go in there, start deleting these that don't need to be there. Let's make you hollow. But what I want to get to is this step. Finally, we're in the first icon of creative tools. And I want to create a face because I deleted all those crappy ones. There's a few ways I can do this. I could grab the face tool, click this icon, little vertice there, and because this is a rounded off edge, you're going to have to do a few of them. Imagine if you had really fine mesh, you would have to do even more. You click that, then you can click that one, then you can click that one, then that one, etc. Oh, I accidentally stuffed up that line. Undo. Right. And once you've done this, all of it, you'll get a face, I hope. All right, and let's just go down. Imagine we clean this all up. And we started there, did we? Or we started up here, we started up here. And when you want to finish it off, just double click. Voila! We now have our own face. Just imagine all that shit was gone. And we did a similar thing there too. Because it's all fine, right? All the way up until it gets to the nitty gritty at the top where it gets real small. Sometimes the programs can't do that type of math, but it could be another problem as well. So yeah, you delete all them up to this line, and you can do the same thing. Just select the parts where you want the face to add your own face. So now we have our own face, but it's just going to be a one single with not much geometry on it, right? Tried to add its own random geometry to it. See, this is one way you can make a face, and you could try and fix this in other ways, or click this and give it some subdivisions, but it's going to give you some different subdivisions to what you're used to on, say, like this face or those faces. So if you wanted to fix that issue, you're back to where you were. This is going to be the other way I think we can do it. So instead of go back in this creative tool, instead of create face, let's try create edge. Let's see if my memory serves me well. So if I click this corner, then this corner, then this corner, and then go back and finish it. Okay. Did that give me, did it work? I don't think it connected here. Maybe because my point's not corrected. Try it again. Oh, you have to double click each line. That's right, there we go. So we've added our line in there, but now we want to add a face to this section. So we want to click this, 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 and let me think if I can go to, is it Advanced Tools, Create, Cut Hole in Face, create, Fill Hole. You fill hole, right? Once you fill the hole, you notice that you've got your geometry. So that's how you would make the mesh the way you wanted it before, how we got that weird pattern that it gave. This way we can just select these faces, and I think you only have to do those two. Let's try it. No, no, no. Don't want to cut hole. Damn it, press the wrong one. Select, select. Oh. Bear with me. Does that work? No, yeah, I had to finish it off. So I'm going to go back and do that again. So these are all the little things, you know. I like to leave them in the video because I'm almost 100% sure that you're going to run into these same issues. So this is just, if this face wasn't all dodgy here, this would work better on another shape. But just for now, This is how I can show you how you can do this. Yeah? So you can just add all your lines, and eventually you're going to get this nice perfect geometry that you want. So then if you added, oh, let's just do a couple more. Oh, right. Okay. And we want to create fill hole. So you've got these, but now I can't. So imagine I want to select all three of them. This is what the issue I was talking about earlier. If I click this, then try and control click this, that's fine. But if I try and get this layer and then this layer, I can't. So what you're going to have to do, there seem to be two and this seems to be on its own. So you're going to have to select this, make it its own group. Select this, it's already its own group. Select this, make it its own group. Oh, I didn't do that right, did I? Yes, you see? And now you can do it, right? They're all highlighted. and you and you highlight the rest. Imagine they're all done. And then once you're done, you just merge them. And once you've merged it all into one, you'll have your nice mesh that they're all easy to click. Excuse me. See? And they work like the rest. And that's how you're going to fill holes and sometimes clean up some mesh that breaks down if it gets too fine. Starting to do some weird math with your bending. And I think this should be all you need to know. So you can make that smaller, bend. So as long as you sort of like start off with the shape you want to make, I'm not going to save that for now. You can grab a ramp, any one you like in the game, and you can always try and bend it around it or start your own version, right? So you just end up placing your block next to this if you want, or you just make your own version because now we've got our first two basic templates. You'll be able to really, really make just about most of the transitions you need. All right, let's just show you one quick one before we go. Click, deform. Let's go 32 meters. All right, 32 meters. Go out twice. Okay. We're going to go a 90-degree turn this way. And we're going to go 32, 32. I'm going to get rid of this. Oh. Yep. Now I want to go up. I'm going to go up by 90. Where are you, blue? Damn it. My eyes aren't good enough. Go up. Click. Grab the handle. Up by 32. Up by 32. I actually think I need to go up another. Don't I? Try that. Okay, yeah, that's good. And now we've got our perfectly up going straight into your up ramp. Now you're going into reverse. So you could go up and grab the first ramp you want, add that on, you're going straight in. You know, once again, doesn't let me undo. So I'm just going to stop. Either way, you can see what I mean. If you want to go from ground to wall or from wall to upside down, that's simple. Now you can make all the ramps you want. You can make them as wide as you like. whatever you like. Make them bigger, smaller. You could grab the whole thing and, just grab your trend, whatever it's called, and grab this corner to make it all bigger at once. Right? You can do cool things like make it a bit sharper after you've made it. You know what I mean? Make it harder. Right? Oh, now undo's working for this. You could, once you've made your shape, you can do really cool things like this. I'll just do this stupid thing real quick just to show you what stuff you can do. You've made your ramp, grab your ramp, click this, grab mirror, add that on. Add, oh, change this down to 1, make sure it's, there we go. This is not linking up properly, so I'm going to change it down to 0.5. Yep, there we go. And now if I want to mirror it again on this side, I have to get off this one, click this one, and mirror it again. And now we've got this. Okay. I click this one and click this one, and mirror it again. I've got this. And you get what I'm saying. Or I could just click this one, this one, this one, and this one, and click mirror. Got this. Right, now just for shits and giggles, you could erase this, easy. But we can now Control A if you like, and select all. And you can click deform. Right, and now look at this dumb stuff. This is going to be funny. Okay. Save the randomness for the end. Watch this. I move this down a little bit. You're going to get this weird shape changes. Watch this shape change. And it's going to get really weird. Like really weird. Ready? Things are morphing and nothing's really glitching out yet. Nothing's really breaking. All right. Let's just go down to the part that I want to show you. See, it's starting to glitch there. All right. When it gets to this section, it's going to start doing some really broken stuff. That's funny. But this is also how you can make some really cool abstract, like buildings and like architecture for like scenery. Make like a cool pole or a big piping thing and then just start bending it. Like, look at this. Okay. Wait till you see it split out and they're like, look at this. Like, what the? See how fun it looks. But, you know, and you could make this and then be like, oh, some of this is cool and some of it's ugly, and just delete the ugly bits and then just keep the cool bits. But this is just going to keep on getting worse and just keep on going further and further out from here on in. Oh, I want that one. I might crash my computer, but that's fine. I'll move this down because it starts like timesing them and doing all this random junk to it to the point where it can go pretty far. Only in this like last part of the 90 degrees, like this sort of section here, is just all whack stuff. Okay. And now just for shits and giggles, we are going to see if it saves. Just keep in mind how much mesh. Look how many faces are over here. 321,000. What does that say? Yeah. Edges. Lots of faces. Okay. We're still waiting for it to save. It might not. Computer might crash. And this might be the end of the tutorial. But it could also work and be something funny. Blah. Get out of it. Get out of it. See here. Warning. The size of embedded files is 4.8 must be lower. This is trying to say my game can't save. And I only have this in it. Shit, look how big it is. Look at this thing. Okay? Whoop. I need my controller. So, hold on, how do I respawn on the keyboard? Sorry guys, not used to the keyboard at all. Alright, got my controller. And look at this coolness. New map, boys. Oh! Alright, one more go. But look at that, that was like one little silly ramp and it deformed into this, and you could leave a quarter of this, you could go in and delete some of it, or you could just think it's completely dumb altogether. Yep, that's the finish, alright? Imagine, yep, that's where I would have put the checkpoint. Alrighty guys, I am going to leave that there. Go check out my skin making tutorial, and I will make another tutorial for this very soon. See you later guys. Bum, bum.